All right. Happy Friday, everybody. It is 4:15 in the afternoon. Um, maybe not the best stream to pop on. Maybe not the best time to pop on for a live stream because folks are trying to head home. But here I am. We'll see how the response from this one actually is. And what I want to know from you guys watching is if you want to see like more live streams like this or more recorded forecasts. And really, it's kind of up to you. I'll do both, but if you want to see more lives, we can do more lives. You can say so in the comments. If you like the recorded stuff or a mix of both, we can I'll continue on with that. Um, all right, so it's 4:16 on Friday. Before we continue, I do need to thank today's forecast sponsor, which is Heat Pump Solutions. Heat Pump Solutions serves the Avalon and Burin Peninsulas. Visit heatpumpsolutions.ca to learn more about the products and services they offer. And a mini split is a wonderful thing. It can keep your house very cool in the summer and very, very warm in the winter at a very cheap rate compared to what it would cost to heat it with electric, especially in the winter. All right, so we are not in the winter yet, but we are coming to the tail end of summer, although we're not quite there yet. But some news to pass along with respect to that is a fire ban went into place August the 5th. And this afternoon, the Department of Fisheries, Forestry, and Agriculture, they rescinded that fire ban. And you can see it there. The provincial government officially lifted the province-wide outdoor fire ban. Officially has lifted the outdoor fire ban that was issued on August the 5th. While many of you have been wanting to have some backyard fires, please do so carefully. It's still forest fire season, as I have here in the web story. Before lighting any fire, it's crucial that you consult the fire hazard map, which you can find here on this post on my website. And that's updated at 2 p.m. daily. And remember, open fires are prohibited where the fire index is rated very high or extreme. And just keep the fire safety measures in the back of your head if you're going to have a backyard fire, and follow all the local rules and regulations, because while the province may have obviously lifted the fire ban, municipalities kind of have their own rules with respect to those types of things as well. All right, moving on to the radar imagery. Let's see if I can adjust this camera a little bit so I'm more in the frame here. Um, Give me 1 second. Um, I want to fix this. Here we are. There I am. That's better. Now we all can see me. Okay, so with respect to the showers, we are seeing some out there right now. We can zoom in and I can show you where they are currently happening. Looks like we are seeing some on the Avalon right now, around the St. John's area in particular. None of these showers appear to be overly heavy, but they may be briefly have as heavy as they are kind of moving through. And if you notice me looking this way, this is me looking at the computer graphics. Um, and so we have some there on the Avalon, and those are kind of moving from northwest to southeast. They're transient, so they shouldn't last that long as they are kind of scooting their way on through. We're also seeing some showers over parts of western Newfoundland right now and around the Corner Brook area, and likely along the coast of central, like Notre Dame Bay, between, I guess, the eastern side of the Baie Verte Peninsula and Fogo Island. We're likely seeing some showers now as well, or potentially even some rain. As I bring in the satellite imagery, um, you'll see the cloud cover that is down in here has a lot of texture into it, which tells me there's likely some rain in there. So even though the radar isn't doing a great job of showing the rain, in this area here, we likely are seeing some. And that will persist as we move through the next few hours. before things do wind down and clear out. On top of that, we are looking at an area of low pressure developing. We're looking at an area of low pressure. My apologies there. Clicking on the wrong thing. That has developed in this area here. And on the back side of that low, we are seeing some gusty northwesterly winds trying to kind of take hold. And those have certainly made their presence known this afternoon, and will do so a little bit more as we get into this evening. On the backside of the low, it's chilly. It's only 5 degrees at this hour in Makovic. It's 11 degrees in Walbush. Gander, it's 10 degrees. St. John's, it's 12 degrees. But as I said this morning in the morning update, it's going to be warmest in the south, and it is. Burgeo currently sitting at 20 degrees. 17 in Marystown. I'd reckon St. Lawrence is likely warmer than Marystown right now. One of the days where that can actually happen, this kind of offshore flow setup. It's also breezy, as I mentioned. It was going to be yesterday in St. John's. Winds are from the north at 30 right now, and they are gusting to 46. So, you know, Newfoundland, standard wise, it's not that windy. But it's breezy, and it's going to stay breezy as we get into the remainder of the evening. And future wind speeds show that really well. In fact, it might get a little bit breezier, especially up on the Bonavista Peninsula and Northeast Coast over the next few hours. In fact, Bonavista forecast wind, sustained wind, is 50 kilometers per hour at 8 p.m. And it kind of continues that way through about midnight, and then the wind speeds will slack off after midnight and become almost calm over some areas of central and western Newfoundland come tomorrow morning, and that will play a role in the forecast. We'll get there in just 1 second. For the Northeast Avalon, St. John's Metro, the wind speeds are going to peak around 8 o'clock or so, and then they'll slowly kind of back off as we move into the overnight and our Saturday. And right now, Saturday looks pretty good. Parts of central and western Newfoundland are under a frost advisory for tonight. Remember how I brought up the clear skies a little while ago? And that's for Buckens in the interior, Deer Lake, Humber Valley, Corner Brook, Rosemoor were just added by Environment and Climate Change Canada, Green Bay, White Bay, and the Northern Peninsula East. And this is for temperatures dipping to near as low as -2 in some low-lying cool areas. And I had central on here, but it's really central western Newfoundland frost chances. And if we look at the timeline for that, looks like the best chance for frost is going to be after 5 a.m. through about 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 a.m. And once we get through there, temperatures will start to moderate again. I know we are near the end of the growing season, but if you are someone that has plants that are sensitive to the cold, you can water them this evening. That will help the soil retain some heat, and it will stop it from freezing. And you can also cover them up. And if the plants are portable, I know many are not, you can bring them inside, and that will also keep them from obviously getting frost. Coldest looks like it's going to be in areas like Millertown. -1 is the forecast low there for the overnight. 0 is the overnight low forecast in Grand Falls, Windsor, 2 in Bishops, 2 in Springdale as well, 1 in Hampton. Keep in mind that where you see these temperatures, forecast 1, 2 degrees, down at the ground level, it can be colder than the lows that you see there on your screen. So, -1 in Millertown, where your head is, could be -2, -3 on the ground. That's not so important when temperatures are already below freezing, but in Bishop's Falls, 2, 3 degrees, where your head is, could be 0 on the surface, and that's why you can get frost. Sometimes even the temperatures are observed above the freezing mark. For western areas, as you get, towards Corner Brook and Lark Harbor and Rocky Harbor, temperatures there likely do stay above freezing, but Deer Lake and Buckens, those are the low-lying areas that will likely dip to near or below freezing. And on the Northern Peninsula, it's like the eastern side, Roddickton, St. Anthony, Jackson's Arm area, that may get close to that kind of freezing mark and goose egg overnight. Southeastern Labrador also going to see near freezing temperatures tonight. Port Hope Simpson, forecast low there is 1. Mary's Harbor, your forecast low is also 1, so frost is generally possible in kind of all of these areas. Forecast across the province overnight, temperatures between 3 and 5 in Labrador, and then roughly 0 or -2 in some areas, and 6 or 7 on the island. We are seeing those showers in the east right now. They become less numerous, less widespread overnight. For the day tomorrow, decent Saturday on tap. Not overly windy. Temperatures into the middle and upper teens. Should be a brilliant day, although a fall, crisp day. for some areas, like in St. John's. In the Big Land for tomorrow, 8 to 12 for the highs. A few showers are certainly going to be skirting the west. Something to kind of keep in mind. And Futurecast will take us from tonight through Sunday, showing the showers that we're seeing over eastern right now, Newfoundland, wind down. Tomorrow morning, a few showers in Lab West. Those persist as we go throughout the day. The island tomorrow looks like it's going to be predominantly sunny, so a very nice Saturday is on the way for most of Newfoundland. Now, yesterday, it was looking like we may see some rain over the island on Sunday. And while parts of Labrador, mainly southeast of Goose Bay, may see some rain on Sunday, it looks like most of the rain that may have moved over southeastern Newfoundland stays offshore on Sunday. So right now, Sunday looks a tad warmer, 15, 20 degrees across most of Newfoundland, but not wet, which I suppose is a good thing, although we could certainly use more rain. Into Labrador, scattered showers again. Sunday temperatures not a whole lot different than Saturday, between 10 and 15 degrees for highs, except a little cooler for parts of the coast. Hopedale, Cartwright, 9 degrees in the showers, and a drizzle may hamper air operations. Something else to keep in mind, I believe this may be the last weekend of the recreational food fishery. Although I know some weekends were added because of Hurricane Aaron, I'm not sure if it goes on for another week or two if this is the last weekend. I did check the website, the government website, and it says this is the last weekend. So I'm gonna go with that for now. If you are heading out on the water, um, the waves on Saturday, especially off the east coast of the Avalon, look to be close to 2 meters. So that's a swell. Certainly keep that in mind. And again, if you are an entity that requires more detailed forecasts, this is not for you. This is very generalized. You can always check with the Environment Climate Change Canada Marine Forecast or whatever service you use, because this is again, it's very, very generalized. For critical decisions, this is not the forecast for you. Otherwise, does not look like too bad of a day fishing, Saturday or Sunday. Not super windy and not super wavy for most areas. Southern areas a little bit gusty on Sunday, but not too bad. Only gusting 30 kilometers per hour. For the west and southwest coast, coastal waters near shore, waves don't look too big Saturday or Sunday, and the winds are only gusting as high as about 40, which, if they're onshore, that's not great, but if you can get to a place where those winds are offshore, you'll likely find some protection. West Coast, Gulf of St. Lawrence waters, wave heights not super high, wind speeds no higher than 25 kilometers per hour on Sunday, but as you get further north in the Gulf, they may gust as high as 50 on Saturday. So, if you, and those winds are going to be from the west, so the waves may be a little bit bigger than 0.1 meter is what I'm thinking there. As we look into central northeastern Newfoundland, Notre Dame, Green Bay, White, Notre Dame Bay, Green Bay, White Bay, Bonavista Bay, wave heights roughly about a meter or so, and the wind's not going to be super strong, but certainly could be worse by all stretches. And into Labrador near shore waters, not looking too bad, and the wind speeds don't look too bad either, so pretty quiet weather in the Big Land. That's basically all I got to say. There's no major weather coming in for the weekend, and next week you kind of see there on the bottom, the 5 days all look pretty good. Right now, not another 20 in the forecast for St. John's. We're stuck at 79 days. If we can eke out one more 20, we will have the record. If you don't have it now, you can still get it, as always. The Sheer Weather app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. I have gotten a few questions about a couple of different things in the app, and I can address those now before I say goodbye and head home for the day. One, folks are saying that the Humidex isn't showing up on the app, and that is correct. I'm looking into that. What you are seeing, so now that we're kind of getting into the middle of September, might not see a whole lot, but the real field temperature that you see in the app is actually called the heat index, which is a measure of comfort they use down south of the border. Typically, you need warmer temperatures than what we have and higher dew points than we have to register a heat index. So typically we don't have that in at least in this part of Canada most times. I am working on getting that fixed, but it's not fixed yet. Hopefully maybe before the end of this year, but that might not be until next summer, although because we're getting into winter now, so it's not like a pressing issue going forward. The other thing is notifications. Whenever I send out a push alert, um, the app will say a new station alert has arrived, and it's not my voice; it's the app's voice. And some of you, I have it turned off. You might not want to hear that. And so if you don't want to hear that, you can go into the app settings, and if you go into the app settings and then tap on um, notification sounds, and then you'll see you can turn all of them on or off. I'd recommend having them on, but you can turn all of them on or off. But there's severe weather, lightning, precipitation. So if there's anything like that, you'll get an automated alert from the app. I'm not going to send that one out. The app will use the weather in your area to basically send you out that alert, or it could be a weather an alert from Environment Climate Change Canada. Um, Sheer weather notifications. Those are the ones I send out manually. If you don't want to hear those come out like 5 in the morning when I'm sending them out sometimes, you can turn those to no sound or a ping or an alarm clock or kind of whatever you want, whatever your choice is. So that's how you can do that. If there are any questions in the comments, I will look at them, but I don't see any. Um, oh, I see some. Let's see. Your radar imagery is my favorite. Thank you, Marg. I appreciate that. Marg Reed said that. Um, the sun was out most of the afternoon. CBS want to hear more road reports, examples, water main breaks, and accidents which are delaying traffic. Also, Farmer's Almanac for Newfoundland. Okay. And that was from Leonard Henneberry. Now, Leonard, would you rather have an evening live or a morning live? Like, if you had to pick one, would you rather me live at like 6 in the morning, going over the weather of the day from like 6 to 6:30 just to do it? Or would you rather this forecast be live? I feel like the morning one would be a bit more valuable to folks heading out the door, but that would take a little more production on my end. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. I can kind of do anything here. So if you want to, just let me know what you want. Any active hurricanes out there? Says Leonard Henneberry. So, Leonard, what we can do is we can do this. So, we can go back here, and I don't need that. Pull up this. So, are there any active hurricanes out there? So, this is the latest 7-day graphical tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center in Miami, Florida. This is from NOAA, experts in hurricanes down in the States, and until the hurricanes get to a certain point, the Canadian Hurricane Center does not monitor them. So right now there is let's see what this says, a 40 to 60% chance of development within the next 7 days, 0% in the next 48 hours. So no active hurricanes right now. That's it. A fairly quiet tropical season. It is pretty quiet out there. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you had a very good week, and they'll have updates over the weekend as needed. Have a very good Friday evening, folks. Take care.